Hello students, we are going to discuss about theory of wet bulb thermometry. What is wet bulb temperature? It is the steady state temperature attained by a wet bulb thermometer exposed to a rapidly moving stream of the vapor gas mixture. The bulb of a wet bulb thermometer is covered with a wet wick, that is, with the same liquid that forms the vapor in the vapor gas mixture. Wet bulb temperature is always equal to or lower than dry bulb temperature. Consider a drop of liquid immersed in a rapidly moving stream of unsaturated vapor gas mixture is shown in figure. If the liquid is initially at a temperature higher than the dew point of vapor, so vapor pressure of the liquid will be higher at the drop surface than the partial pressure of vapor in the gas, and hence the liquid will evaporate and diffuse into the gas. The latent heat required for evaporation is supplied at the expense of sensible heat of liquid drop, due to which the temperature of the droplet will reduce. So, the liquid temperature is reduced below the dry bulb temperature of the gas. Heat will flow from gas to liquid at an increasing rate due to large temperature difference. Ultimately, the rate of heat transfer from the gas to the liquid will be equal to the rate of heat required for evaporation, and ultimately the temperature of the liquid will remain constant at some low value, that is Tw. So here Tw is nothing but wet bulb temperature, Tg is a dry bulb temperature, Y dash is nothing but absolute humidity. Heat loss by gas to the liquid per hour. So the heat loss notation capital Q. Very clear. Okay. So the capital Q is directly proportional to temperature difference. Remove the directly proportional. We are adding the constant, that is heat transfer coefficient. Very clear. That is a small h. So this is the Newton's law of cooling. So convection law. Which law obey the convection? Newton's law of cooling. Newton's law of cooling, Q is equal to HA into delta T. So here delta T is nothing but Tg minus Tw. So dry bulb temperature to wet bulb temperature. So here capital Q is equal to HA into Tg minus Tw. This equation convection law or Newton's law of cooling from heat transfer, where H is equal to heat transfer coefficient. So the heat transfer coefficient unit kilojoule per hour meter square Kelvin. So the area of heat transfer capital A, that is meter square. Tg is nothing but dry bulb temperature Kelvin. Tw is nothing but wet bulb temperature Kelvin. So next one, molar flux. Molar flux of water vapor. Flux is directly proportional to concentration gradient. Remove the directly proportional. We are adding the constant mass transfer coefficient. So Na is equal to Kc into Ca1 minus Ca2. So here Na is nothing but molar flux. Kc is nothing but mass transfer coefficient. Ca1, Ca2 is nothing but concentration values. Are clear? Mass of liquid evaporated per hour. Mass of liquid notation is W. W is equal to flux into area into molecular weight. So mass of liquid evaporated per hour, W is equal to, what is the Na? Na Kc into Ca1 minus Ca2. Are you clear? Okay. So capital A into Mw. So where Kc is equal to mass transfer coefficient meter square per hour. Capital A is equal to area of mass transfer meter square. Ca1 and Ca2 concentration of water vapor at the liquid gas flame and surrounding air. Are you clear? So the kilomole per meter cube. Mw is nothing but molecular weight of water kg per kg mole or kilomole. So the equation number 2, mass of liquid evaporated per hour, W is equal to Kc into A, Ca1 minus Ca2 into Mw. Equation 2 in terms of pressure and temperature. What is equation 2? Capital W is equal to Kca into Mw, Ca1 minus Ca2. So where C is equal to P by RT, Ca1 is equal to Pa1 by RT, Ca2 is equal to Pa2 by RT. Substitute Ca1 and Ca2 in second equation. Finally we get capital W is equal to Kca into Mw, Pa1 minus Pa2 by RT. So our case, Pa1 and Pa2 is nothing but partial pressure of water vapor at the interface and surrounding air. But here the liquid is converted into vapor, so at the interface the vapor is present. So that's why the way instead of the partial pressure we have used here vapor pressure. So here capital W is equal to Kca into Mw, Pa1 is equal to capital Pw. Why? Because capital Pw is nothing but vapor pressure of water at the interface. So the liquid is converted into vapor at the interface, the vapor is present. So this is the vapor pressure of water at the interface. Are you clear or not? Okay. So what is the Pa2? Pa2 is equal to small pw. Why? Because the small pw is nothing but partial pressure of water. Okay. So these two pressures are Newton per meter square whole divided by RT. So where T is equal to temperature, capital Pw and small pw is nothing but vapor pressure of water at the interface and the partial pressure of water. Capital R is equal to gas constant joule per kilomole Kelvin. So third expression, capital W is nothing but mass of liquid evaporated per hour, Kca into Mw, vapor pressure of water at the interface minus partial pressure of water divided by capital RT. Absolute humidity Y dash is equal to molar humidity Y into Mw by Ma. Why? Because the system is a air water system. So Mw is nothing but molecular weight of water, Ma is nothing but molecular weight of air, capital Y is equal to molar humidity. So this is the relationship between absolute humidity and molar humidity. Capital Y dash is equal to Y into Mw divided by Ma. Here Y dash is equal to, what is capital Y? Capital Y is nothing but molar humidity. In terms of pressure, the molar humidity is equal to Pa by Pt minus Pa. So Mw by Ma. Humidity at the interface. Interface is nothing but the liquid is converted into vapor. The vapor is present at the interface. That's why instead of the partial pressure, we are going to use vapor pressure here. Y1 dash at condition number 1, the interface, Y dash is equal to Y1 dash for condition number 1. So is equal to Pa is equal to capital Pw. Why? Because at the interface the vapor is present. The instead of the partial pressure we are going to use the vapor pressure. So the Pa is equal to capital Pw divided by Pt minus Pw, Mw by Ma. This is the fourth expression. Where Y1 dash is the absolute humidity at the interface. The condition 1 is 1 refer the condition number 1 or point number 1. So the Pw is equal to vapor pressure, Mw is equal to molecular weight of water kg per kg mole, Ma is equal to molecular weight of air kg per kg mole or kilomole. Humidity in the surrounding air is given by surrounding air is a point number 2. So that's why the humidity Y2 dash is equal to, in terms of pressure, this is the molar humidity, small pW divided by Pt minus pW, molecular weight mW by Ma for air water system. So here Y2 dash is equal to humidity in the surrounding air, pW is equal to partial pressure of water, Newton per meter square, mW and Ma is nothing but molecular weight of water and air. This is the fifth expression. So the substitute 4 and 5 in equation 3. What is the equation? Mass of liquid evaporated per hour, capital W is equal to kCa into mW by RT into capital Pw minus small pw. Are you clear or not? That is the equation number 3. So in equation number 3, substitute capital Pw and small pw values from equation 4 and 5. So the equation 4, capital Pw is equal to Ma by mw into Pt minus pw into y1 dash. Small pw from equation 5, Ma by mw into Pt minus pw into y2 dash. Are you clear or not? Okay. So this is the equation number 6. So from this expression, capital W is equal to kCa into mW divided by RT into Ma by mW. Here Pt minus Pw into y1 dash minus Pt minus Pw into y2 dash. Why? Because the common term is the Ma by mW. Are you clear or not? Okay. So here mW's are cancelled. Finally we get capital W is equal to kCa into Ma by RT into Pt minus Pw y1 dash minus Pt minus Pw y2 dash. Are you clear or not? Okay. So this is the equation number 8. In humidification operation, especially when the temperatures are low, capital Pw, that is vapor pressure of water, small pW, partial pressure of water, are small in comparison to total pressure, capital Pt. So the small values are neglected when the condition is a low temperature. So the temperatures are low. The wet bulb temperatures and dry bulb temperatures are low in humidification operation. Compared with the total pressure, partial pressure and vapor pressure of water is very small. So that's why these two terms are neglected. Capital W is equal to kCa into MAPT by RT into y1 dash minus y2 dash. Why? Because capital Pw and small pw values are very small compared with the total pressure, capital Pt. So why? Because in humidification operation, when the temperatures are low, so we are going to apply this condition here. They cancel the term capital Pw and small pw. You take the common term outside, that is the capital Pt. So the finally we get capital W is equal to kCa into MAPT by RT into y1 dash minus y2 dash. This is the 9th expression. Heat required for evaporation. So the heat required for evaporation means the capital Q is equal to W into lambda. So the mass of the liquid evaporated per hour into latent heat of vaporization. So here W values are 9th expression. Substitute here Kc into A MAPT by RT into y1 dash minus y2 dash into lambda. This is the 10th expression. Lambda is nothing but latent heat of vaporization kilojoule per kg. By the principle of wet bulb thermometry, heat loss by the gas is equal to heat required for evaporation. So for this expression, we substitute equation 1 and 10 in equation A. What is the equation A? This is the principle of wet bulb thermometry. Heat loss by the gas is equal to first expression. Heat required for evaporation, 10th expression. Substitute here. First expression HA into Tg minus Tw, that is equal to Kca into lambda MAPT by RT y1 dash minus y2 dash. So from that Tg minus Tw is equal to Kc. H by A comes to this side. A's are cancelled. Finally Kc by H lambda ma into pt by rt y1 dash minus y2 dash. So here c is equal to what is that? P by rt. Tg minus Tw is equal to Kc by h lambda mac y1 dash minus y2 dash. This is the 12th expression after substituting c is equal to P by rt. We know that mass transfer coefficient relation Ky is equal to Kc into c. This is the 13th expression. Substitute 13 in 12th expression is right. Tg minus Tw is equal to Kc is equal to Ky by c is right. So here c's are cancelled. Finally Ky into lambda ma by h into y1 dash minus y2 dash. This is the 14th expression. From Chilton-Coulban analogy, this is the final expression from that analogy. You go to refer that video. From that video, h by rho into cp u naught Prandtl power 2 by 3 is equal to Kc by u naught Schmidt power 2 by 3 is equal to Ky by c into u naught Schmidt power 2 by 3. This is the 15th expression. So here Schmidt number per Prandtl number power 2 by 3, that is equal to Lewis number. Schmidt number divided by Prandtl number is equal to Lewis number power 2 by 3, that is equal to h by rho cp Kc. So Schmidt number and Prandtl number divide these two expression. Finally we get h by rho cp Kc. That is equal to hc by rho cp into ky. This is the 16th expression. Where Le is the Lewis number, Le power 2 by 3 is equal to Schmidt per Prandtl power 2 by 3 is right. Final expression hc by rho cp into ky. So from that ky is equal to hc by Lewis power 2 by 3 rho cp. This is the 17th expression. Substitute 17 in equation 14. Finally we get Tg minus Tw is equal to hc by Le power 2 by 3 rho cp into lambda ma by h into y1 dash minus y2 dash. So here c into ma is equal to rho. So for final expression Tg minus Tw is equal to y1 dash minus y2 dash into lambda by Lewis power 2 by 3 into cp. The quantity Tg minus Tw is called wet bulb depression. This is a 2 mark question. What is wet bulb depression? The difference between dry bulb temperature and wet bulb temperature is called wet bulb depression. Tg is a dry bulb temperature, Tw is a wet bulb temperature. For the system of air water at ordinary condition, the humid heat Cs is equal to specific heat Cp, and the Lewis number is approximately equal to unity. This is only for air water system. So that's why the final expression Tg minus Tw is equal to y1 dash minus y2 dash into lambda by Cs. In that expression Lewis number is equal to 1, Cs is equal to Cp. So this is the final expression after substituting this condition only for air water system. From adiabatic saturation curve equation and above equations are identical. So adiabatic saturation curve and wet bulb temperature curve merge in the case of air water system only, since the Lewis number is unity for that system. Suppose if we have any other system, adiabatic saturation curve and wet bulb temperature curves are different. So example, you are taking benzene carbon dioxide system or benzene nitrogen system, carbon dioxide water system. You take any other system, adiabatic saturation curve and wet bulb temperature curves are different. So the only for air water system, these two curves are identical, or these two curves are merged. Okay. So why the Lewis number is equal to 1? At ordinary condition for this system only, humidity is equal to specific heat. Are you clear or not? Okay. Thank you for your attention.